So is a graded coin that you buy really, in all intents and purposes, the coin that is described? Um, that's the question. An even bigger question should be, is my coin legitimately the coin that is graded on the holder? So, graded coins, some would say, is a foolproof way of, obtaining quality, to obtaining legitimacy in the numismatic hobby. It's never been more important than it is today. Okay, it seems like there's this huge emphasis on, if it's not graded, it's not worth XYZ. Take, for example, this Walking Liberty $half, which is graded pretty nicely. Mint State 65. It's a 39D. I will tell you this right now, at least it's not a 1940s Walking Liberty. Okay, it's one of the more common decades of Walking Liberty $half to obtain. So getting a 39D is really not that bad. And for the price of what you would typically pay for, say, a 1940 or a 41, whether it's a P or a D, the S mint mark coins from that era is a little bit more pricier to obtain rather, a coin of this type. A 39D is certainly a fantastic economical choice if you had $100 to spend, okay? And that's about what I spent on this 65. It was about 105, and then tax or whatever whatever's added in there. But I bought this off of an established auction company that's not eBay, and what is clearly evident in here on video is this little tone thing right here, right where the R is in Liberty. Now let me ask you, as one, I would say, intermediate collector to another, would that one little tone spot right there, because it is brown, okay, it's not of any color, any consequence of a color, to give it any sort of premium? Now, do you guys think that little spot will affect the value if I turn around and try to sell this? Well, it might. Okay, there is this one little thing called eye appeal. Okay, and then you folks out there that invest in graded coins, okay, will understand and should know about. Okay, when it comes to investing in coins, eye appeal is everything from the flash of the luster to the general originality of the coin. Now, a coin of this type, if it's not marked, but if that tone spot wasn't there, obviously it would just be, coined, quote unquote, a blast white example, which there's nothing wrong with that in today's marketplace. Now, you get into the older coins, like, if this was a 1850s seated Liberty coin and that thing was blast white, okay, I would probably question the original patina of such a coin. Okay, coins, have been dipped over and over and cleaned and so on and so forth throughout time. So, to find one that grades straight through NGC or PCGS, okay, it is not a rare occurrence. It happens all the time. But when it comes to buying high-end pieces, like let's say this is not a 39D. Let's say if it was a 38D, okay? It's one of the middle date key dates in the Walking Liberty $half series. Okay, a coin of a similar grade is many hundreds of dollars more in a Mint State 65. And that's whether it's NGC plastic or PCGS, okay? The thing is, and you've probably heard this before, you buy the coin, not the grade. All right, especially when you get into those ultra rarities. If this was a 38D with that spot, I guarantee you that it won't sell for nearly as much as it would if it didn't have it. Okay? It's those little things that make all the difference in the world. What if this is a rust spot? Okay? That's something that is not easily, you know, taken care of. Okay? You can send it in for conservation. You know, there's a company called NCS, who, by the way, is owned by NGC, that can take care of such things. Okay? Or, you know, there are people that do it on their own. They'll dip it in Tarnex, you know, and try and take off that little bit of tarnish. Okay? But in the grand scheme of things, all right, I think I'm more hard on the subject today than I was when I was in my 20s. Because, you know, a coin, you know, someone says, oh, yeah, you know, it was dipped, you know, at one point. I'm like, oh, okay, but it still looks pretty original. It's got all the, you know, the luster. You know, it's a little bit muted and kind of meh, but yeah, aside from that, it's a pretty coin. Today, I'm a huge stickler for stuff like this because I know that being in my 40s today, all right, it's only going to be a matter of time where I decide to just, you know, wave the white flag and, you know, it's like, hey, you know, I don't want to stick my family with having to liquidate these coins. So to make it easy, I liquidate the coins. I know the material I have. You know, buying originality is paramount today. Okay, especially today when the coin market is starting to slowly, it's reached that valley and it's starting to head upwards trend-wise. So finding a coin with lots of originality counts today, especially if you were going to pay anything over, I would say $100. It may not seem a lot, but you know, sometimes high quality in that price range means a lot, okay, and will enhance its value, you know, as it gets to the top of the coin market. So this whole video where it really trends around, you know, be careful with the coins that you see, the high priced items, you know, especially online. Photos can be doctored, okay? If it's not sitting in front of you in its physical state to where you can look at it under a magnifying glass, under a light, okay, you want to make sure that you are well protected when it comes to coins like this, all right? And, you know, this is not a huge loss. You know, if I sell this thing, I'm gonna make a few bucks on it. You know, it's not going to be something where I'm gonna get rich off of it. It's gonna take many of those coins if I were an online dealer to make it work. All right, and you know. Anyways, this was more kind of a little bit of a rant video regarding the subject of buying the coin, okay, and knowing that quality counts today, okay, with the digital age and everything, you know, digital and digitized and the high emphasis on photos. You want to make sure you keep yourself protected, okay, and there's no better lesson when you're a coin collector than to learn to pick out originality. Okay, that counts, and it's going to help out when you decide to sell your collection later on, whenever that time is. So, anyways, that's how I wrap it up. Again, the best way that you could support me is always hitting that like button. Okay, let me know that you love my content, and if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel. You know, I appreciate it. Hope you guys had a good time on this video and that you learned something a little bit. Again, this is something that I've stressed about in many other videos, and it's a topic that I'm very passionate about. And, you know, you're going to hear people comment on these videos. Absolutely. Buy the coin, not the grade. Okay? Even though there's this huge emphasis on third-party grading today. And it seems like that some of the auction companies like Heritage will only sell coins that are graded. Okay? I might be wrong, but if you looked at all their auctions, okay, take a look at the Florida Fund auction that's going on this week. Okay, do you see any raw coins? There might be a bulk group in the mix. I know Great Collection sells them on occasion. You know, raw coinage that hasn't been graded, you know. You really have to pay attention to that sort of thing, and make sure that what you're getting is tried and true. And if you're buying online, make sure that you're finding an outlet that has a return policy. These big auction companies like Heritage, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections, Legend Morphe, they all have a return policy. Utilize it. Okay, at the worst, you're going to have to spend the money to pay for shipping. But protect your guys' investment. Okay, that's very important. Anyways, enough rambling on. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'll see you on the next video. Appreciate your guys' time. Take care.